Dude, you were talking
And
about how you go
we
space.
are live.
Hey,
We'll chat later.
Hi,
yes, we will
everybody.
chat later.
Long time no see.
Heyo.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
It
Mhm.
has.
People were out with the sick and the pains earlier this
Mhm.
week.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the stomach flu is like going through people right
Yeah.
now, and it's just
Oh,
wrecking
yeah.
everybody left and right.
And what's worse, it's hitting some
Yeah.
people twice. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hit several people at my work, and I'm just like, because my fiance was having surgery, I was like, stay away. Luckily, I have my own little office, and I was like, open the door to the sea air, and I was like, come fresh air. Everyone else, stay away.
The lady that my mom works with has been
Mm-hmm.
out of work for out sick for about 2 weeks now with the stomach flu, and it's just destroying everyone. So don't get that.
Yep. Everyone, stay healthy as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Try to use some of our old COVID stuff.
I was gonna reach over and grab my mask and say use this, but
Yeah.
it's not on my desk. I don't know where I
I
put it.
started wearing my mask again. Like, I had gotten really relaxed at like the grocery store and stuff, and then like recently I've just picked it back up because so many people around me were getting sick. I was like, okay, it's time to just go back to some
Yeah.
of these old COVID habits
Anything
again.
anytime I step out of the house, I get that thing on and I just leave it on.
That's smart.
What annoys me is when it fogs up the glasses.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have glasses anymore. I can't imagine the frustration with that.
Like
You have
I
to get like, is there like a special mask you can get that
there is,
helps?
but I don't want to get some sort of special mask. If I get a special mask, I want to get one of those like high-tech, like heavy plastic ones that just like look like I'm wearing like a Sub-Zero mask or something like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just like look like either that or I look like I'm some a cyber goth kid wearing the gas masks.
Has like the Oni mask look to it with the teeth coming out.
Yeah, and it's got RGBs on it because everything has to have RGBs now.
That's cool. I approve.
Yeah, but you know, it's just like I'm honestly surprised that people haven't really gone out of their way and started making like custom like high-end masks like that. You think like nowadays, like how people want all the flashy stuff anyway, that you make a fancy RGB anti-COVID mask that people aren't going to buy it, like hotcakes.
I feel like people have just.
I think Logitech built one, but
Oh, you mean like official companies? I was thinking
no,
more
like anybody, but
stuff,
like the one I think it was Logitech, and the one that Logitech built didn't actually work. So,
because it's hard, like something like an official company, they probably need to get it FDA approved.
yeah,
And so
like,
that's where it's gonna get difficult.
the filters that were in the mask weren't up to par with blocking out COVID. So
Do you
it
know
worked
what I
for
would have
everything
bought in a
else.
heartbeat? Is if they made the mask, the character mask from Watch Dogs 2, the one with the animated eyes depending on your mood, but it was like
Oh,
a
that's
full
cute.
mask and everything.
Cute.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. I would have worn that in a heartbeat. I would have bought it so fast.
Man,
There
TwitchCon
was
would be full of those masks.
There was somebody
Maybe
walking around a couple years ago, I think, or maybe last year. I don't remember, but they were walking around kind of looking like the robot from the Star Wars in between 3 and 4, Rogue One.
Oh.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
he
The
was
assassin bot?
that tall, and he had like the mask, the body armor, and everything. Kind of looked like one of the robots from the Imperial forces.
Interesting. That'd be cool.
You know what? Screw it. Just get a full-on Mandalorian helmet. That works.
That works. Yeah.
Don't think that's gonna solve your glasses fogging problem, but
Yeah, no. Instead, the entire visor is just gonna fog. I mean,
They can't see you, you can't see them. It works.
anyway, speaking in worlds that don't require masks that fog up your glasses, we left off in a rather dire situation last time, as Zelark did something he probably shouldn't have done, and in the course of stealing from a dragon's horde, ended up becoming somewhat of a tool for the dragon that had been roaming the wastes that you had previously encountered, making him into a weapon to use at his discretion, which Zelark fully accepted, and afterwards began to fly off, giving the group a rundown as to what happened. Though as the group was conversing as to how to either quarantine Zelark or get rid of him, you were notified that his dragonfly was on an autocorrect course back to your floating keep. Zelark wasn't responding to any of your messages through the ring or anything like that. So you began to prepare for the worst. Syra flying out in an eagle form to meet the dragonfly, Snit getting in his dragonfly as well for backup. Syra saw something weird inside the cockpit. It was an unmoving Zelark, which caused her to rip off the protective covering, the protective windshield, which as she did, a green flash of light sort of flew off into the distance. And as she grabbed Zelark's body and lifted him up out of the cockpit, his head sort of turned and looked at her, his skin now paler than normal, black ink running from his eyes, and he just let out a guttural scream. And as we pick up today, Syra, you are now staring at this once shadow of your former friend, or one shadow of your friend, I should say, as the dragonfly begins to enter into like a downward dive. When you tore off the protective windshield, it seems like it may have caused a bit of damage to the machine itself, as you see a bit of sparks coming from the control panel as a little alerting beeps begin to chirp out from the dashboard. The body of Zelark still there, kind of like swiping at you, trying to find any sort of hold that it can get on you, as you've got your talons kind of sunk in near like the base of its neck.
Okay. Sire has a few moments of panic. She's looks over. Do I see the green? Did the green light fly off like real fast, or like I no longer see it, or is it kind of floating nearby?
It was pretty fast.
Okay.
Like you can see it. You can see it for maybe about a good 15 seconds, and then it's like out of view. But it looks like it went like as soon as you ripped open the cockpit, it took a beeline for the west.
Okay. So when Syra sees that, her heart sinks, because she saw what happened to the miners. She saw what the dragon did to the souls. She saw what happened to those people. And looking down at Zelark now, she's seeing similarities to what happened. And she just knows that she can't allow him to get to the rest of her friends and to the seed. And so she's going to grip him in her claws and pull him out and away from the dragonfly.
Okay. Can you go ahead and give me a strength roll for that?
Okay, for the eagle.
Yeah.
I apologize, I did not have the eagle's stats up. It'll only take me 2 seconds to get to it.
This is a giant eagle, correct?
It is a giant eagle, yeah. I have a wild shape encounters build set up, so I just have to go to it and then click eagle. Where is Syra's?
Giant eagle strength is 16.
Thank you. So that would be a plus
3.
Okay. That is 15.
15? Okay. So you pull Zelark up out of the cockpit as the dragonfly begins to separate from him and you, as it begins to enter a downward spiral. As you're in midair, flapping your wings furiously, trying to keep yourself airborne, as your talons are now like deeply sunk into his neck, his arms still trying to flail, trying to get something some sort of grab on you, but it looks like his body is still trying to acclimate to its new condition. So like you can feel his hands like gripping you, but there's like no strength to pretty much like seal the hold in.
And I'm going to I don't know if we're in initiative or not, but if I have movement, I'm gonna go for a downward dive for the ground. My intention is not to smash him, but just to get us grounded as soon as possible.
Gotcha.
And then I'm just gonna set him out, and from there, let me know if we're in initiative or not, because I'll have some other intentions of like dropping wild shape and calling out the group.
So as you begin to enter, as the dragonfly separates from you and goes into its own spiral, and you begin to dive down towards the ground, Snit, you see all of this taking place from the cockpit of your own dragonfly.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, but Syra, other than lifting him out of the cockpit, have you made any motion towards doing anything else?
I don't care about the machine, so that's doing whatever that's gonna do. But you see her, like, I'll probably try to adjust him in my claws so I'm not piercing him in through the neck, because that sounds a little vicious. But you can see that my intent is to get to the floor, is to get grounded.
Yeah, you kind of see her enter into a downward dive.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like a fully aggressive dive, but it has haste. Like I don't have the body out like I'm about to like it into the ground. I'm cradling the body in my claws and just going quickly.
Pretty much cradling it into your body and like tucking the wings into a dive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I get close to the ground, I'll fluff up and try to float down. And if he attacks me while I'm holding him, I'll take those hits. It's just that's her intent.
Okay.
And just so I'm not meting this, what have I perceived of him?
From where you're at, it just looks like as if she has him in her talons, and he's kind of flailing, trying to like get a grip on her, but failing miraculously. Though you did
notice the spirit,
yeah,
I think is maybe what he's indicating.
You did see the green light kind of fly out to the west as soon as she ripped the cockpit open.
I'm honestly not remembering if I would have seen that from the stuff before.
Syra described what happened in the mines to everybody, and I believe I don't remember if you were with us or not when we saw the dragon that sucked in the souls happen. Do you know if you were on the edge with us?
Yeah,
everyone saw that.
All right, but I don't think, given she's got her massive talons around him and trying to hold on to this flailing person, I don't think I've seen the details of the physical change either. So,
yeah, we might have been too far away to see the physical change at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
but I trust Syra.
Yeah, at this point, the only thing Snit can really go off of is Syra's actions. So he's going to just over the ring tell everyone, looks like we're going to ground, and he's going to follow her in the dive bomb in the dragonfly.
Okay.
You guys hear an affirmative eagle sound in the
just
in the
really loud, piercing eagle screech ringing through your head.
At least it's not a caribou howl.
I would have loved to ask Syra for more information, but she's burb. So
you're just gonna
we have someone that speaks burb on the team.
This is true.
That's true, like, Callie.
It's just gonna sound like scenes from Peacemaker when Eagly is talking.
Do we have a universal translator?
Callie hears. You guys hear? Callie hears. Yep, that's right.
So was anybody else out in their dragonfly, or was it just Snit?
I would have been right behind Snit, going to the hangar and getting in mine.
Same.
Okay. And what about Callie? Is Callie staying on the keep, or is she going down in hers as well?
She's she was given the seed and told by Syra to keep it safe. So I think what Callie is probably doing, having no idea what the situation really is, she's just making a beeline for like the opposite end of this keep and calling for her dragonfly at the same time, so that, you know, hopefully it'll meet up with her once she basically leaps off the other end of this floating keep.
Okay. Can I get an acrobatics roll from you? Since you're gonna, you're
Sure
pretty much you're trying to jump onto the horse mid stride.
That's going to be a 24.
24. So like, without even a second thought, you get to the other side of the keep and you just jump out one of the windows. And as you begin to free fall, the dragonfly pulls up underneath you, and you just, not really roughly, but there's a little bit of an oomph as you land into the cockpit, land into the seat, and the cockpit kind of closes up over you. But you and the seat are fine.
Okay, and from there, I'm just flying straight up until somebody tells me to come back.
Okay.
That's so cool, Callie.
Just Callie just like jumping out, now pulling up into like a straight up vertical climb.
So cool.
Now I have to keep track of like when Callie's gonna like break the like the atmosphere, and if like you guys you know, give her a call back beforehand.
Oh no.
Are the dragonflies space friendly?
How far
Are
can
they
I
even
go?
ionosphere friendly?
Exactly. Is it just gonna freeze up?
Floating. Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, so is anybody else who's in their dragonflies that are near Syra and Zelark, are you doing anything?
Going to start the autopilot first, because she's still not very used to using these things, but we'll eventually like have it follow Snit's.
Okay,
Coordinates?
the autopilot won't be able to follow Snit's coordinates. Snit
right.
hasn't really put coordinates in. Snit is just doing like a free fall down.
Yeah, she's not that daring. She's going to circle her way down. You know, a little bit slower than the rest, because she does not trust herself with these controls.
Okay.
So she'll get there eventually.
And what about Nyrix?
Vehicle handling. I'm driving this. Yeah, I'm going after the eagle. And Snit.
Okay. So
I don't need no autopilot. I am the pilot.
we've got two people entering down into dives to follow the giant eagle Syra, and Reiju, I forgot your name for a moment.
Yeah, Raging coming in
Just
slowly.
kind of just like drift landing in a circle. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to get close enough. Like, I don't want to interfere because I don't know what's happening. It's obviously Syra's got something going on, so it's like, let's wait until something happens. So I'm just sticking as close as possible.
Okay. So Syra, it takes probably about a good 30-45 seconds, excuse me, for you to get down to the ground. But like as you're nearing, you're able to like pull yourself out of the free fall and smoothly enough land on the ground. Now as you're landing, are you releasing Zelark?
No, I'm gonna try to hold him up in one claw and land with the other, and then pin him down. And I'm keeping that position until my companions are around me.
All right.
So I'm basically putting all of my focus on grappling or holding him there
Right.
pinned.
Can you give me a burb acrobatics check for this?
Acrobatics.
Berberbatics.
Acrobatics would be dex. So 12, not so great. It's a little wobbly.
It's a little wobbly. but it's still decent enough to where you can get him down. You kind of like get a little jostled. You almost lose grip, but you're able to sink your claws back down into him, and he's trying to fight back. But now that you're like you're pretty much on his back, he's like face down in the sand. You can hear like the shrieks of frustration. His arms are like flailing, and you can see more of like those black lines beginning like to form on his arms and like running all the way up to the fingertips. And like in certain places on his body where you see that there are like cuts and scratches, that this black ooze is sort of like running out of the wounds themselves. But it doesn't feel like he has much strength to him at the moment, as you're pinning him down without any sort of resistance.
Okay, and I'm just gonna hold that position until my companions all land and are around me.
Okay, and it doesn't take too long for the rest of you to get down there. The flight speed and the free fall speed for your dragonflies, I think, pretty much matches Syra's flight speed. Yeah, it's exactly Syra's flight speed. So everyone gets down there close to the same time.
Okay. And then I'm gonna look around, and do I visibly see anyone with like a rope on them?
You see,
is it all of their packs, or?
Yeah, you see your companions sort of like jumping out of their dragonflies. So pretty much anything that they would normally have on them if they took their gear with them is what they've got.
When my sister gets close, I'm gonna nudge her pack with my beak and look at Zellark pointedly.
Point of order.
Pull out a knife.
Reishu does not land with the dragonfly. She stays airborne, about 20 feet off the air.
Okay, so you're now kind of like doing that like vulture's motion where you're just like circling.
It's not so much vulture as so much as it is pointed word of prey.
Oh, okay.
Looking at it.
So you're an attack. So you
hover, right?
Yeah, they can hover. Yeah, so you've got like an attack chopper like circle strafe going on.
Basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the second I'm out of mine, I have my rifle drawn and trained straight at his head, because I assume by this time I can see he looks physically different.
You can most definitely see like the corruption lines on him and the guttural shrieks kind of escaping him at the moment. Like every now and then his face kind of comes up and you can see like just that black ooze running out of his eyes.
Yep. So I'm gonna grab my rope because I'm gonna hog tie him nice and tight.
I was gonna say, do we need to do a burb insight check for you to figure out what I'm trying to tell you?
I mean, she has a bit in her pack, but I mean, it's just like
most.
Okay, you
most
don't want me
of the
to
ropes
pour
are kind of
acid
hung
on
off to the
him.
side.
It's like Nuzzle's pack. Say no more. Knife, back of the head.
Yeah. I was like, knife? No? Sit? No? Poison.
Normally
No.
the rope is actually attached to the
Bag
side.
of holding.
Yeah, no. So it's. I mean, she doesn't have a lot on her, but she can put two and two together because it's not gonna be like, do you need a quill? Like, what's happening here? It's like she can put it together. It was a creature that she did not kill, therefore we need to subdue it. So
Okay.
yes, rope.
So go ahead and
I think I can put two and two together for hunter instincts.
give me a basic survival roll here, since you're kind of trying to hog tie something that's flailing about.
Yeah. 22.
22.
Mm-hmm.
Easy enough.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and even
Now,
put, like,
are you
my hand on
you hog tying him in the front, or are you gonna pretty much hog tie him from the back?
do it from the back.
Okay.
Because it'll be a lot harder for him to get out. So what I'm basically going to do is, I know my sister had the hold of him, but what I'm going to do is just to have better control is I'm going to grab the back of his neck and shove his face down, just to have that control and sit on top of him while I try to grab his arms first, then the legs,
Yep.
and then attach.
And I'm kind of loosening up different talons for her, like.
And it's again, it's easy. It's like
around.
this this shell of your friend doesn't seem to have much, if any, strength to it at the moment. You can see it's trying to put up some sort of fight, but it's like you're restraining a toddler at the moment.
All right, so when I feel like Zellark's shell creature thing has been tied up and isn't going to go anywhere, I'll drop wild shape. I'll kind of walk a few paces away from him and drop wild shape. So, Snit, did you see the green light?
Yeah.
Do you think that was what I think it is? His Zellark? Like with the miners?
He doesn't say anything, but he's nodding.
Does anybody know, and I'm going to say this on the rings too so Calic can hear and everyone can hear, does anybody know how to put someone's soul back in them?
That is outside my area of expertise. I'm more of putting them out of their misery.
I can try a spell, but I don't know if it'll work when this thing is in his body.
Can I make a religion check?
It wouldn't be a religion check. If anything, it would be a very high arcana check.
I can attempt it.
As if you want to go ahead, as you're having this conversation, there's a very loud crash behind you as Zellark's dragonfly kind of slams into the dunes. You see a couple of like the wings kind of fly off and glass being sent everywhere.
Oops. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I'm sorry.
I mean, I have this druidic spell that if someone kind of has their last breath, as long as I get to them really fast, then I can bring him back. But if his soul just left, does that mean his last breath would have happened then? Or do we need to take out whatever this thing is first before I try that? Is this a curse? Like, can I like roll something to see if I think this is some sort of curse or like some effect or
give me an arcana roll.
Arcana?
Yeah.
I think Nerix is going to add to that real quick and be like, well, if there's one thing that I could gather from when we were back in that town is, yes, his soul left his body, but I think the dragon has a hold of it now. I don't think it's coming back even if you use a spell. I think it's a very powerful form of necromancy. I think he owns it now.
No. Well, maybe the soul hasn't gotten there yet. It was moving really fast, though.
I think the dragon may have been nearby. Otherwise, maybe would have gotten the rest of us. I don't know. But could have come and gone.
I got a 6 Arcana, so
Same.
no.
And it's like you know it's something that has to do with powerful magic. You just don't know what it is.
I'm going to, especially after Nerix mentions, she thinks it may have been nearby, taking that a step further and thinking it may still be nearby. I'm going to cast See Invisibility.
Okay.
And I want to take a really good hard look around, up, down, in the skies, behind, like just whole area surveillance. I want to see if this thing's watching right now.
Okay. And you look around doing both scans with and without your scope, and you don't see anything that would technically be invisible.
Okay.
You see movement.
something then?
You see movement off in the horizon heading towards you.
Okay, I'm zeroing on that real fast.
Looks to be a solitary individual. You can't really get a grasp of as to who or what it might be, as it's covered in a large protective covering, keeping the sun off of it.
Even with
Okay.
the scope.
Even with the scope, yeah.
Okay.
Though with the
Alright.
scope, you can see that it is most definitely living. It has a heart's beating as it should.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, because you got the
Actually, that
heartbeat
gives me an
sensor on
idea.
you got the heartbeat sensor on the scope.
Give me an idea. Callie, you went straight up.
Straight up.
She GTFO'd.
Interesting. Okay.
Is anyone telling Callie to come back down, or are you just gonna let her keep?
I was about to say,
Callie,
Callie,
I
I
think you
think
can return to the fortress.
yeah, we've got control. You're welcome to join us here if you want. I don't think there's any major threat at the moment.
Any
Um,
major threat?
Well, there's whatever took over Zolark's body, but I've been able to keep control of it with my eagle's body. I'm not an eagle anymore, but I mean, it's just staying there hogtied, so I think it didn't seem to be that strong. I think we're okay. You're fast. If we need to, you can book it again, but if you want to, you can join us.
Yeah, these things have a flight speed of 80 feet, so
I'll stop going up, but I'll stay where I am until we know for sure.
Okay. Thanks, Callie.
I'm gonna let everyone know, and I'll use the ring so Callie and Reiju know, because Reiju can't hear me from inside there, I'm sure. But just let everybody know about the location of this individual that seems to be walking near us, or towards us. And I'm going to get just a little bit closer to Zellark's body, and I'm going to do the scan, like the armor scan.
the armor. Oh, you mean your the heartbeat sensor, or what are you scanning?
Him, because let's see here if I find it. Uh,
Yeah, I don't remember what that scan does.
So I have an arm piece on the piece of armor that has 2 buttons, and the second button allows me to scan creatures, humanoids, and know their information. This information is automatically stored on the bracer to be accessed anytime.
Oh, so okay, so that's your Pokédex. Okay.
Yeah.
So you pop out as you point your hand out, a little visible little visible line of light kind of like scans over Zellar's body, and then the information is then transferred into your armor.
So what does it tell me?
All it says is unknown variables. Even its classification isn't really given to you. With the armor that you have, you know that if you were to scan something that was undead, for example, it would tell you that that creature is undead. But aside from the general stats of like height and weight and everything, it doesn't have any sort of information as to its origin or what sort of species it belongs to. You're getting a lot of inconclusive data from this thing.
Fortunately, with the way Snit is, that might as well be. Yeah.
So, should we try to put this thing out of its misery and I can try to bring Zellark back with my spell? I mean, worth a shot, right? Unless anyone has any better ideas? I say into the ring so everyone can hear.
I mean, worst case scenario, nothing happens. but I
Okay.
have my theories.
I'm concerned that
Mm.
with what we heard of his conversation, that this is the weapon that the dragon was meaning for us.
I mean,
You mentioned that it's fairly weak, yes?
yeah, it's not putting up very much of a fight.
Do you think you could remove his malleable armor? The
So you're
special
adjusting his
stuff that
head.
the no,
The
just
Celestium armor.
the Celestium armor.
I mean, he's tied up right now, but we could take the time to do that. Yeah.
That might be
Not
Look,
the
putting
best.
up much of a fight. I could do
Look,
it.
when I scan this thing, it says unknown. And while that doesn't confirm what it is, it does confirm what it isn't, and it isn't Zelark anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of figured that as well. It doesn't feel like him. Just looks like him. A little bit.
And we can't hold on to him.
Well, I want to see if maybe if I do my spell, his spirit will come back. So
It's worth a shot at least.
let's try. Uh, should we bother taking the armor off, or do you just want to?
You do
We
notice
would
that
Just go for it.
the armor itself doesn't seem to have any sort of buckles or flaps or anything that would signify the ability to remove it.
Plus, it's really hard to remove armor when hands and legs are tied behind their
Hey,
back.
you just remove the arms and
Bang.
legs. That's not a problem.
Let's just. This looks like it's gonna take a while. It was a good suggestion, Reiju, but I think
Yeah.
we need to try this quickly if I have a chance of pulling his soul back. So we need to do this now.
Yeah.
Can someone else,
Yeah.
please? I really don't want. He's a friend. I just can't.
I can do it.
Who's gonna old Yeller the zombie?
So I, on the other hand, am taking several steps back, and I'm training the rifle right on his head again.
So when you train your rifle on him,
Yes.
you can see that there's still sort of some semblance of life running through his body, though it's
Like what?
it's running backwards. Instead of like the heart beating and sending blood out, the heart almost seems like it's sucking and bringing things in, and it kind of just like begins to flow backwards.
Okay, hold on. I think I have an idea where this might be going, and I don't like it if I'm right. What could I possibly roll for this?
Medicine?
I mean,
A medicine DC check
possibly,
of
or
1 is
just-
going to tell you that ain't natural.
or
True.
just a straight int. No, I want to see if this is. There's two ideas that come to my head right away. A countdown, or like a like a biological countdown, or a like it's amassing fluids and stuff where it'll eventually pop. So whatever you think I might need to roll to
I don't like
see if
either of
that's
those.
the case.
What skill would you like to roll for this?
I mean, I would like to roll one of my higher skills, but that doesn't mean I get to.
I want to roll intimidation.
I would say maybe just a straight int, because I'm not proficient in medicine, and medicine is wisdom based, unfortunately, as well.
So this is just
But this
is sort of
like
like
a
applying your
biomechanical application.
yeah. This is like sort of applying your knowledge of how machinery works and everything, and what happens when there's a backflow into it and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and do a straight int check then.
Okay, so that's
Bring
going
it
to
up.
be a total of 18.
A total of 18.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as if it's amassing anything, or if there's any sort of gathering of liquids or other sort of bile in the body. It just looks like everything is moving in backwards. And it looks as if it's trying to filter itself.
What do you mean by moving backwards? Like the
instead
normal flow of
yeah,
blood is
so
going
like
the reverse direction?
yeah, like
or
it's going the reverse direction, and instead of the heart like pumping blood out, it's sucking blood back.
Huh.
And then like this black goo is kind of being pushed out in return.
So it's transferring blood for goo.
Yeah, it's like doing like a filter or a transference.
And so he's seeing the life that was Zelark being filtered out.
Like the blood being like filtered out of the veins and then being filled with like this black goo.
Okay. So it's like a transformation is still in progress.
It
What it
could
sounds like.
very possibly be.
I need a moment to think about it.
It's like almost
Okay.
as if it's like entering a pupa stage right now.
All right, I think I still have the force ammo loaded, because I haven't changed that out. If you don't need to be near him, get away from him right now. But if you're going to do something, do it fast.
Mm-hmm.
Something's still changing.
Should we kill him from range?
If
I
I
can
do
do
it,
it
there
now.
might be nothing left.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't cleanly put somebody down with a 50 caliber round. That just doesn't work.
Arrows and thorns. I don't want to do it though.
I already said I would.
Thanks, sis. Let's do it from range.
Just gonna do it right here.
Okay, do what you want. Be safe.
If something starts going more wrong than it already is, get back as fast as you can and I'll take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
I back up. What do you think's gonna happen?
What I don't want to happen.
Okay, that's super clear. Awesome.
And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pop a mutagen.
Okay.
Just before I he's kind of in an awkward motion right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and untie him and turn him around and kind of do the same thing as before, where I'm kind of like laying on top of him, my knees kind of facing inward to secure him, while one hand is on it's actually going to be on his chest this time, kind of pinning him down. And she's going to go ahead and raise her knife, kind of looking into this creature's eyes, and she was just like, "Oh, you dumb bastard. Too bad we didn't get to know each other more." And just stab him right in the neck.
Okay.
Through.
Can you go ahead and give me an attack roll with advantage?
Mm-hmm.
This is more of a coup de grace kind of thing. Are there D&D 5e coup de grace?
They
rules?
removed coup de grace. It's pretty much the coup de grace now is when somebody is unconscious at 0 HP, and then you go in for that killing blow.
Pretty bad. 27.
27 is most definitely going to hit with him being on the ground like that, and you just slide it right into the back of his skull, and you could see like the body tense up for a moment, and then it just stops moving.
I'm watching for like through the scope?
Through the scope, you see the heart begin to like start seizing up. Like it starts beating extremely fast and it stops, starts beating extremely fast and it stops. And then you can see it begin to like slowly begin to expand in the chest. As you can
Get back now.
As Nirix, you can hear ribs popping and breaking as the heart just begins to take up the entirety of the chest.
Who would have thought that stabbing him would make his heart grow 3 times that day?
Oh, jeez.
So what you're saying is all the Grinch needed was somebody to stab him?
Oh no, you didn't.
Oh, wow.
He set me up for it, man. Yeah, I'll go ahead and hear it, and I'll stand up, and as I kind of run away, I'll go ahead and just kind of wipe the knife real quick.
And as soon as she's like 10, 15 feet away and has good momentum, I'm taking a shot.
Okay.
Which round are you using, by the way?
Force.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Force is always a good one.
I wasn't sure if you're
Well,
going with the big caboose.
I just wanted to do Cataclysm with my
Overkill.
party and like
I
Right next to
choose
him, yeah.
Void Dragon. Oh wait, wrong gun.
Or right gun.
So yeah, Snit woke up today and chose
Violence.
second Cataclysm.
Cataclysmic. violence.
Woke up and chose nuclear warhead.
No, it's the Force shot, and unfortunately, this is the first time I'm using the Force ammo, so I don't know exactly what it does, but I'm hoping Nirix is far enough away.
Okay. Well, she got 15 feet back, so
Yeah. Well, okay. Did you just jump back, or are you running?
I think she said she was running.
yeah, she got 15.
Yeah, I was
she got
running
15
away.
feet
Yeah.
away. She cleared 15 feet from the body. So
Yeah,
so
jumping back, running
She's
back.
got momentum.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I imagine she's running towards us, or
Right at the barrel of your gun. Yep.
Right in
Yes,
the
that's
line
the
of
best.
sight, because this is an FPS game and friends can't clear your
gonna
line
be-
of sight.
Yeah.
friendly
No, I'm
fire
running
isn't-
towards you. Because I would have done the cool walking away motion, but since I heard how quickly his chest
Oh, yeah,
was
it's-
expanding and the ribs were popping, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing the cool walk away, don't look back motion. I'm running.
So the reason I ask though is because if she's coming towards us and I'm shooting that way, then what I'm hoping is that whatever happens, since I'm shooting it with Force, will push more that way. I don't
Well,
know
I'm
if that
not
makes
coming
sense.
directly. I'm
Oh.
going off to the side. I'm not. I
Oh,
see
yeah,
a
no, no.
firearm. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm just going to be
You're
5 feet
just
away.
worried about what's behind the target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So go ahead and give me an attack roll with the Force ammo.
Use the full snit.
I mean, that's good weapons training right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he uses the Force, he can't use the scope. He's got to no scope it.
Classic.
Oh,
Just hip fire. Just hip fire
forget.
the sniper rifle. What's the worst that can happen?
Don't forget, you also have to right face. Because every single one of those shots.
So that's going to be a 26 to hit.
Okay, and go ahead and roll the damage for it.
Okay, so you never gave damage on any of this ammunition because I haven't used it yet.
The ammunition will do your base, whatever the base damage is for your rifle. It will do that
Okay.
in the type of damage that you set. It's just the specialty ammo will have like a little special kick to it.
All right, so 2d10 plus 4. And that's going to be 19 points of damage,
And
force damage.
you shoot this thing, like you aim it just enough to where you hit part of Zelark's body instead of the Celestium armor. And you feel this kick as you shoot this, you're pushed back 5 feet just from the initial kick of the gun. And as this thing flies out, it slams into Zellark's body, and it just pretty much obliterates it as this black goo is sent everywhere. And you can see that there's an indentation from where the bullet kind of went through the body and impacted into the sand. So you then see crawling out of what remains of this body, this writhing black mass of ooze, sort of just like slumping out, rolling, picking up like pieces of bone, and you notice the ooze that was thrown out begins to be pulled back into it. As
Can I go ahead?
this
That.
strange thing, this black writhing ooze sort of forms about 5 feet away from now this empty Zellark shell. And I am going to need everybody to give me initiative.
So I have only one question. Do I have time for an action while it's pulling itself together in this manner?
What sort of action are you looking at?
Well, I was thinking of using my breath weapon on it.
No, because you made the attack action with your rifle, so
That's fair.
Can,
All
I
right.
Son of
just,
a bitch.
can I just say that I turned on my weapons for the
if weapons hot.
Yep.
I mean, I would have guessed you already had.
Yeah.
Not really, but now I have. They're on now.
Syra just has this like look of shock on her face because that was not, and none of this was the plan. she needed a body. No.
Was
There's
that
an oozy Zellark.
Either that or your sister's caught in a blast of some.
I'm going to need you to
Gotcha.
roll initiative as well.
Okay.
Lay sad.
Yeah.
I need to change this music up.
We can't enter turn order yet.
Why not?
We're not on.
Not
map
on the
screen.
initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
We're
are.
on a map.
You have.
No, it's all white.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
It happens.
Oh, okay. Now we see what's going on. I don't like it. No. Little gooey guy. Why am I that close? I did not want to be that close. But that's okay.
Guess who rolled a nat 1 on their initiative?
Oh no.
Huzzah.
Get it out now. Get it out now.
The monster slayer rolling a nat 1. That's always a good sign.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because you had your back turned and you
running.
were booking it, right? So
Yeah, it's
you
fine. It
probably
makes
would react
sense.
a little slower. And those
wiping
who are
the knife
carrying
off.
it.
Putting it away, trying to get my bow out. I haven't even fully turned around yet. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
You're just like
The
doing
slow
that like
run.
anime run. Naruto run.
Naruto run. I'm just
Naruto runs like that, yeah. I picture you more like action anime where they
yeah,
have
no, I'm not Naruto running at all. That's more Callie and Reju.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Naruto running automatically gives a 10-foot speed boost. It's
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, I guess I'll do it for the speed boost.
I was picturing more like, you know, those athletic the high school animes with the athletes or whatever. They always have the,
Yeah.
like their hands super straight.
yeah,
like,
it's
look
the,
straight.
the knife hands doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was envisioning
Yep.
in my head.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll initiative as well, or?
Yeah,
While
because
you're
I'm
explaining?
gonna have you roll initiative too.
Not that I particularly want to fight a T-1000 made out of Zelok's blood, but
How far away are you, Callie? Because I know you said you were coming a little closer, but
I started to go straight up, like right before you guys got to the ground. So I was going up for quite a while.
Yeah, and like
but then I
you
called
probably
you and
climbed.
said that you could come to us, and then you said you weren't
Yeah.
gonna go to the ground, but you were gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna stay where I was. I
Kelly-
wasn't gonna
Oh,
go any higher.
You climbed straight up for probably about a good 2.5 minutes.
So you might be a couple rounds away from us.
So if we were to like get math into this thing, I'm pulling up my calculator.
Well, if I climbed up for 2.5 minutes, then it would take me at least what, one round is 6 seconds, so 10 rounds is a minute. 20
Well,
rounds is 2 minutes.
well, hold up. I don't think you would have had. I mean, how long did it take us to get to ground? Because it didn't take us 2.5 minutes to get to
seconds.
ground.
For me,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
For
pretty
a
quick.
dive.
So
yeah,
you
but then
would-
there was all that discussion and everything that
Yeah.
happened on the ground before I stopped moving.
Yeah. So like she was in a vertical climb going 80 feet around.
160 feet around.
Oh, were you
Just-
double speeding it?
Dashing. Yeah.
Okay.
Callie takes protecting the seed very seriously.
So how far up does that put you?
She made a really good decision, but might have been a bad decision.
After
Yeah.
Um,
I think Callie's just going to be out of this fight.
yeah.
Oh, out
so
of this fight anyway.
That's gonna put me
Yeah.
That's not good.
up about a kilometer up from where the floating keep is.
I mean, it's basically whatever it took her to get up to where she was. It's going to take her to get back down if she full
Okay,
dashes
yeah.
that
And
way too.
and the
So- 2.5 minutes.
the keep itself is about 1.5 miles, 2 miles up into the air.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So
Okay,
you're
I'm about halfway to the stratosphere.
you're about like a little over 2.5 miles off the ground right now.
Again, she GTFO'd, man.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
So
She takes her duty very seriously. She is a very trustworthy bird.
Mulvin.
Yes.
So while all of this is going on, you've been wandering the desert for a couple days here. I'm gonna take the battle music off here as I'm doing this part here. But you've been wandering the desert for a good 4 or 5 days now, trying to find a couple lost citizens that were traveling with you after you had led a evacuation out of Asteria. During your travels through the desert, you got separated from this group, but the majority of the people who were with you still needed your attention. So you got them as far as a boarding station halfway through the desert, on using your contacts in order to get them a transportation on the train to continue their journey to another city, while you began to head back down south looking for any sort of trail of your lost charges. These past couple days have been rough. You've been set upon by enemies almost every day. Something has, in a way of speaking, kicked the hornet's nest, and things have been agitated. Creatures who are not normally aggressive have been very aggressive. You've been set on numerous times by burrowing sandworms and very agitated giant scorpions. every now and then you would catch sight of this very vibrantly colored dragon circling a certain area before diving back down. That finally piqued your interest about 2 days into the travel, and you began to head that way. And as you have been getting closer and closer to the destination where you last marked the dragon, you see this strange incident happening midair. These strange flying machines circling one another, another one taking off and doing a straight vertical climb from a very odd looking flying fortress. And then you begin to see the one begin to enter into a tailspin as this giant eagle seemingly has ripped its pilot out of the cockpit and has began to dive down, the other flying machines going straight after it. In a bit of haste, you double up your speed, curiosity taking you. And as you come up to this situation, like you begin to creep up from the back, there's this loud explosion from a gunshot. And getting closer and closer to the situation, you now see this giant writhing black mass sort of accumulating and growing in front of these three people. A dragonborn and what looks to be two tieflings. One of the flying machines still in the air, looking to be in sort of a circular strafe position. Every one of the strangers seems to have their weapons drawn and ready to enter into combat into this creature as it sort of begins to expand even more. These black tendrils sort of stretching out for probably about a good 15 feet as these long black spikes begin to extend from the tendrils themselves. Then a face appears on the center of this thing and just lets out another, like, this ungodly shriek. And this is where we are going to start combat. Snit, before you do anything, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
You're muted.
That's gonna be a 17.
A 17. Very good. Let's see here. Okay, so as you look upon this thing, as its face forms in the center of this mass, you feel madness begin to creep into your mind, but you're able to shake it off for just a moment, coming back, tucking yourself in to the sand, ready for combat. When you look after like this incident, you get this feeling that as long as you're looking at this thing, it has the ability to just like seep into your mind.
Cool. Did I feel like that had specifically to do with when it formed that face, or just in general?
You felt it as soon as that face formed.
Okay. All right. Well, first things first. It looks like the wording on the breath weapon has been altered from what it used to be, where it says when you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of your attacks with an exhalation. So if you have an extra attack, I'm taking that to mean that you can still do 2 attacks in your attack action.
Let's see.
Anybody know if that's the case?
That's what the wording sounds like, but
Was there an update in Tasha's?
I think this wording is the wording from when they brought out the upgraded Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Fizbins?
Is it Fizbin or is it
Yeah.
Fizbins?
Yes.
I can grab my book.
most likely Fizbin's treasury.
Yeah.
I think I have Fizbins on my
I have it.
on roll 20
Same.
here.
Dragonborn.
Yeah, they made some changes to all 3 dragon types. Which I think they're way better. That's just me.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to fix the action economy of using a breath weapon where you had to forego your multi-attacks to use 1 breath weapon. That's at least how I get.
What type are you?
Copper.
Copper. Oh, so you are a metallic.
Yeah.
Yours is acid. Metallic, let's see, breath weapon. When you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of your attacks with an exhalation of magical energy in a 15-foot cone. So
Yeah, so if you've got multi attacks, you would be able to stab with a breath weapon.
yeah.
Okay. So let's see here.
Now remember, it says 15-foot cone.
Yep.
Also
I
says
want to
that you
use.
have a few different types of breath. You've got
Mhm.
metallic breath weapon, enervating breath, and repulsion
Innervating.
breath.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I see here. I need to get to. Yeah, I'm gonna get to there. That's 15 feet of movement. And I'm gonna use innervating breath.
All right, what does innervating breath do?
If it fails a con save, then it will become incapacitated until the start of my next turn. But it's a 15-foot cone.
Gotcha. All right, so it's got to make a con save, you said?
Yes.
What sort of damage does this do? Any sort of specific damage?
It doesn't. This is replacing damage in the breath weapon.
That's a
for an
condition.
attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is going to be a con save of 22.
Well, yeah, that doesn't go off then.
You could blame HP Fox's dice. I'm specifically rolling the the void dice that I got.
Oh, you got those too, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Fair. And yeah, seeing that didn't quite work, I'm going to like pop my wings out and fly back to here, because
Okay.
with the flight I have 60 foot. But I'm going to be on the ground.
Yeah. So you're pretty much just using the wings to push you back.
Exactly. Yeah. If you'll allow that.
Oh, yeah, you can most definitely use that as movement. But when you pull yourself back, it's going to go ahead and reach out at you with one of its tentacles.
I thought it might have reach. Okay. Yep.
Does a 21 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need another wisdom saving throw from you.
Hey. Yeah, that's going to be a 16 this time.
A 16. Okay, so you're not going to fail via wisdom saving throw, which is probably a good thing for you.
I would like to not fail this. Yeah.
But you're going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then 7 points of psychic damage. As this tendril reaches out and just like slams into you as you're going back. And as you do, you can hear like the tormented screams of Zelark just tearing through your mind.
All right. That's not pleasant. With that in mind, I will use my second attack action, or you know what I mean, to
Yeah.
shoot it.
Okay.
I will be aiming at the base of it because I'm not wanting a bullet to just pass through this thing. I want to make sure it contacts something solid.
Okay. I'm sorry, what did you say?
So yeah. I'm gonna be basically aiming it at the base of it.
Okay.
So this is still force.
Why am I still using the old token of snit? What is this?
You're just breaking our hearts, man.
Hold on. I need to get Captain America out here.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so that one is a 23 to hit.
23 will most definitely hit.
Okay, cool.
And what type of round do you have loaded into this thing right now?
They're still force. By the way, how many? That's another thing. How many rounds does this chamber take before I need to reload?
It's got an 8-round, pretty much an 8-round magazine.
All right, cool. 8. So I'm on shot number 2 of force damage. Okay, so that's going to be 20 points of force damage coming at it.
Okay.
And I will just say, be careful to avert your eyes. Can't really get much more descriptive in combat than that.
Can I get a strength check from you?
Me?
Yeah.
Just
Oh, right.
straight up strength?
Just straight up strength, yeah.
Okay. That one is not going to be great. 10.
10. All right, so you're like, again, you're just not like, as you fire this gun, you're pushed back 5 feet.
Okay. Does it knock me on my ass or just push me back?
Just it pushes you back, but you can see that there's like drag marks in the sand from where you were to where you are now. So anytime, like, I'm just gonna say this, anytime you fire a force round, afterwards I'm gonna need a strength check from you.
Okay, understood.
Syra. Now you can choose to actively avert your eyes from this creature.
I feel like she would have had her eyes on it,
Okay.
to be fair, since everything is kind of happening simultaneously in a way when you think about it. So, and she needs to see it to do what she wants to do.
All right. Can I get a wisdom saving throw from you then?
Yep. It's gonna be stupid high. Plus 8. 27.
27. Yeah, that you most definitely pass.
So
Is again, the claws of madness trying to get into your mind, but you just shake it off. More annoyed than anything.
yeah, and I'll kind of say like, I see what you mean, Snit. Kind of hard to fight though when your eyes are closed. And I'm going to anyone who's kind of near Syra would start to smell some ozone as some purple static starts sparking and her hair starts getting all staticky and floats up, getting frizzy. And then you see just this purple lightning kind of shoots out from her hand as I'm gonna call lightning at the 3rd level.
Okay.
Add it to see if I dex save, so I need a dex save from the creature.
Dex save?
Yep.
What is that?
DC
Not great.
16.
Not great. That's going to be a dex save of 4.
Okay, so it fails. So it's going to take the full amount of 3d10. Oh, I got a 10 on one of them. Nice. 23 points of damage.
All right, give me
Good
one moment
damage.
here.
Really good damage on that. Thank you, D10s.
Where is my thing? All right. So as the lightning slams into this thing, you get a feeling that no damage was actually taken by it, as it seems to have just insulated the electricity as it slammed into it. But you then begin to see it split into two, or not really split, but two other oozes sort of form out of it.
Oh, I did a bad. I made it. It had a baby.
That's really weird for you to say.
Okay.
So lightning makes a baby?
I don't know.
Well, now
Well, they say there
good
needs to be a
reason.
spark, so
That's nuts.
you're on the other side, Reggie. You don't hear this.
Nope.
But the ring is always open, isn't it?
Only.
No,
You're
we have
actively
to willing.
talking in it, though.
Okay.
We have to willingly be
You
channeling
have to activate
what we
it.
say
Yeah.
to it.
Otherwise, that'd just be weird. We're all going to the
Oh,
bathroom.
you know what?
You hear everything. It's just bad
It doesn't
times.
grow two new oozes. It just splits into two new oozes.
Okay.
Okay, still bothersome, but not quite as
Symbiosis.
much.
Oh god.
I did it. Oops. And I was looking at my bonus actions because I feel like there was some other thing I could, besides transforming. Companion. Do I want to do that? No, not yet. Okay, that's it for me. I think I might do a little movement back. Yeah, definitely gonna move back. 5, 25, 30. I'm gonna duck behind this rock. If that's
That
a
was
rock.
my spot. Damn it.
I see Snit. Hi.
It's just
Okay.
Turn around. Where'd everybody go?
It's 2 now.
It's two now. What is its movement speed? Ah, yes.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
roll higher on your initiative.
You know what? I'd rather get
Sorry,
the nat
sis.
one out on an initiative than a fucking shot, okay?
Fair.
But no, my sister over here had to create some meiosis shit.
So
Split it up.
you just see both of these things sort of lurch towards Nyrix, and then the one closest to her makes 2 swings with these black tendrils towards her. Nyrix, I assume a 24 will hit.
Yes, sir. Yes, it will.
But a 10 won't.
No, it will
Okay,
not.
so for the first one, I'm going to need a wisdom saving throw.
And this is why I took the mutagen. This is exactly why I took it. So I have advantage. Thank God for advantage. Holy shit. Fuck it out one. Where's my wisdom? Oh, that's right. I'm proficient in that. That is a 22.
Okay. So you're going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage
Okay.
and 13 points of psychic. And the other one, from where it's at, lunges out to attack you twice.
Ouch.
17.
17 misses.
And so will a 9.
I just turn around and see everyone's gone, and I'm like, motherfucker, oh shit.
Reiju, up in the air, you do not have to make a saving throw.
All right. Crap. subtle spell, meta magic. Does not require hand signals, hand signs, or speech to cast. And since Eshi Materials negates anything that costs less than a gold, could I feasibly just look through the cockpit at these two creatures and cast Fireball right here?
See. Technically, yeah, because if it doesn't require any sort of components,
Right. Yeah.
and you're within, and you're how high off the ground are you right now?
Only about 20 feet up.
You're 20. Okay, you're 20 feet circle strafing.
Mm-hmm.
So that would put you. What's the range on Fireball?
300 feet base.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. You can. Yeah, that's only about a 60-foot
bad.
range.
Yeah, so like her eyes glimmer. Not that many people see that right now, but she's going to expend a sorcery point to do this, as a mote of red light just kind of appears behind the creatures, and an eruption of fire just goes off behind them. DC, I believe, is not that high though. So let's see, double checking that. Spells. Spell DC 14 dexterity or take the full brunt of a fireball.
14 dexterity.
Poor Nyrix. She's like, ah!
That's fire, so she's used to seeing
They're
that.
willingly gonna take it.
They're willingly gonna take it. Alright. Hopefully this wasn't a horrible idea. It's just the base level, so...
They split.
25 points of fire damage. And what does it look like happened to them?
So as the fireball went off, you can see that it explodes and they're just covered in a torrent of flame. And then the flame is pulled inside of them for just a brief moment. And then it vanishes.
Does it look like it's absorbing the spell?
I am going to need Reiju using the dragonfly and Snit to give me dexterity saving throws.
Okay. Oh. Dexterity saving throws, you said?
Dexterity saving throws.
Using the coach fly.
The coach fly has a
Yeah, I got
dexterity
it.
of 18.
Alright, so 4. Obviously, it can't be proficient because it's a machine.
Mine's 25.
Nice.
Not bad. I still rolled a 19 for a total of 23.
Nice.
All right, so you both will take half of this. This was a base level fireball, right?
Yeah, it was just base level. So 8d6.
Is it weird? I'm kind of proud of these little oozes.
Right? Screw
It
you,
seems like they got
casters.
some tricks
your
up their
children.
sleeves.
Okay, so
Our
as
children.
the fire vanishes, underneath your shadows, there's a flick of red light as two circular pillars or two pillars of flame erupt underneath you. Barely able to dodge out of the way. You're both going to take 14 points of fire damage.
Question, is it me or the coach fly that takes damage?
The coach fly is going to take this damage.
Okay. So, ooh, okay. Not bad, not bad.
And that's already halved.
Right.
What's concentration check? How do you calculate the DC for concentration?
It's 10 or is it 10 or half the damage that?
Yeah, 10 or half the damage, whichever is higher.
Yeah, so right now yours is a 10.
Yeah. I passed off the die alone. Okay. That was for see invisibility because it hasn't gone down yet.
Yep. Anything else?
Let's see. Bonus action. Well. Seeing that Snit and I just got hurt, she's going to spend another sorcery point as she subtle casts another spell. Mass Healing Word.
Can you cast 2 spells?
Not 2 leveled spells.
Yeah,
Not 2
you
level
would have
spells.
to-
Okay, sorry. So it'd have to be
you would
like
have to
Spare
quicken
the
that.
Dying or Rusty Tip.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Oh,
a
wait.
cantrip.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Right,
So,
yeah.
Cantrip,
Never
that's a
mind.
bonus
Levels.
action.
Alright, never mind.
Kind of early to cast that kind of healing magic anyway.
Then I can. Let's see. Magic doesn't seem to be the answer here, actually. Bonus action. Oh, first movement. Actually, let's do movement first.
you've got 80-foot fly speed.
Yeah, and she's just still circling. She's basically moving like in this direction. So she's just circling around, trying to get aim.
All right. As you move, can I get a vehicle handling check from you?
Of course. All right, so 14
You're good.
plus.
If it was an natural 14, you're good. I just want to
Okay.
make sure that your circle strafing doesn't turn into a nosedive.
I mean,
You're
it
not
could
you're
very
not
well
really
happen.
you're not really proficient in flying this thing, so
No, I'm not.
it's like it's getting into the car behind the driver's seat for the first time and like using the gas and slamming the brake, using the glass, slamming the brake,
Oh, I remember those.
forgetting to
days.
pop the clutch.
Thankfully, never had to worry about clutches. Not until I got into the military. All right,
All right.
so I think that's it for her.
All right, Muleden.
All right. So you see coming up dead sprint this giant beef minotaur just
Beef.
full rushing towards these guys. Warhammer in hand, the cloak has come off in his rush, and one horn just looks like it was shattered at one point. The tip is gone, but it had been put together like with these veins of copper. Like someone had tried to remake it with the pieces with like a copper base to meld it all together. And he just rushes right past Snit, and that's as far as he can get.
Okay.
He's just right there ready because that's a dash action.
Yep. And when this Minotaur passes by you, you could tell that his armor has most definitely seen better days. He's got a chainmail shirt on, but it's missing links, and it looks like he's taking shots in various parts of like the armor itself. Nyrix.
Well, my original plan just went out the fracking window.
Can I get a
Um,
wisdom saving throw from you?
Yes, you can.
That's unless you're averting your eyes.
I think after the first one and the warning, I would be, but I also took a mutagen to prep for this, so yeah, I'm kind of averting my eyes right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Snit got removed from the turn order because you changed out
deleted the
tokens.
token. Yeah.
Go ahead and add your initiative in there. Why does this? Oh yeah, that's right. I have him marked as copy of Snit.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go ahead. God, this really sucks. This really sucks because my brands will be no gusta here. Yeah, if that's the case, I'm just gonna shoot into them. I can't really after witnessing both the lightning and the fire, it's not good. So
All right, so
yeah,
you're making an attack on him.
Right. Yep.
Okay, so if you're making an attack, I need the wisdom saving throw.
Okay, that's fine.
Now, are you attacking both of them or just one?
I'm gonna focus on one.
Okay.
I don't need to split the damage. I want to try to take one out as fast as possible. It's a 24.
Yep, you're good.
And yeah, I'm not even gonna use my right, unfortunately. So I'm basic bitching it right now. I'm just gonna fire my arrow. Let's see here. I don't have my lovely bonuses. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. That is a 24.
A 24 will hit.
Okay. And let's see here. It's 8. Nope, that's a 6. Where's an 8? There we go. Ugh, it's a low roll. That is 8 and 9 piercing damage.
Okay. And this is on the
And
left one,
second
correct?
shot. Yes, the one that's closest to me.
Okay.
And then second shot. Ooh, I'll take that natural 20. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Yeah. Ying for my yang. Where is my other one?
And brutal crit is in effect.
Oh, that's right. So first die is it's max on both dies, isn't it?
Yeah, it's max damage, and then you roll the normal attack damage.
That's right. So on the one die, so it's let's see here. So that's 14, and then yes. 14. That is 26 total. I didn't know if I could use my right, but I can't use my right.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to when they smacked me, I got the sense they've got reach, huh?
Yeah, at least a 15-foot reach.
Yeah, stay where I am. It's cool.
Okay.
I'm popping off. Yeah, so I'll be right where I am.
Alrighty. Snit.
All right, so Nyrix, are you wearing that platinum ring that I gave everyone?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to cast Warding Bond on between myself and Nyrix using those platinum rings. Nyrix, you get a +1 to your AC and saving throws,
Ooh.
and you are resistant to all damage. The downside to this is every time you take damage, I take the same amount.
Okay, so
It's basically a hit point pool share.
so +1 to AC, you said.
Mm-hmm.
+1 to all my saves.
Mm-hmm.
And resistant to all damage.
Damn. Okay. That is beast. All right. Thank you.
So that was my action. Rojan, would you allow as a bonus action me to scan one of these?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, so I the reticle down and look at one, and I hit that second button.
For 9,000.
At the moment, these are oozes, though not any sort of ooze that you've seen before.
Right. So it doesn't give any special information pertaining to them specifically.
It brings up a list of usual known resistances that most oozes have. So it's immune to acid, cold, lightning, and slashing damage. And it's immune to being blinded, charmed, deafened, exhausted, frightened, and being knocked prone.
So lots of things. Yeah, I'll just relay that as fast as possible to everyone over the rings. And that's
What were its resistances again?
Damage immunities are acid, cold, lightning, and slashing. Condition immunities are blinded, charmed, deafened, exhaustion, frightened, and prone.
Okay.
That's just general for oozes. It's not even specific to these.
Yeah. I mean, which works. Physical attacks will be key here.
And that is probably all I can do for my turn. So.
Okay. Callie, what are you doing?
Did anyone at any point, like, specifically call for her help?
Yeah, we did at the beginning. We said, hey, come back down.
That was before the fighting started.
Yeah, was
It
that...
was, but we did say come back down. So we at least let you know that.
Was that the comeback
grounded.
down that she responded with, I'm gonna wait here, or...
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Oh, okay.
That's the only
Okay,
thing.
then
that's
she's continuing to wait there.
All right, give me a perception
Well-
check.
Well, at the same time, you have also heard everything we've done over the ring since. Just putting that out
Yes.
there.
Like you just relayed information of weaknesses and strengths of a creature. So there's bits and pieces you've been hearing.
The whole avert your eyes and that whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a dirty 20 on the perception.
Okay. Off to the northwest a bit, breaking the cloud line is just now. You can see that topaz dragon, sort of in flight, not really paying any attention to you or even noticing you. So what's strange is you can see probably about 3 or 4 green lights following it.
What direction does it appear to be headed in?
At the moment, it's looks like it's still continuing to the northwest.
Okay. I'm gonna hold my position for now. Keep eyes on this dragon.
Okay. Syra.
Hearing Snit relay all that information, Syra silently curses to herself because it's like all her spells. So
Oozes are really anti-druid monsters.
yeah. So she kind of shrugs and goes, well, I've always wanted to try this, and just starts sprinting at the creatures and transforms into an Ankylosaurus, which is that dinosaur that has the big mallet, like,
The one that her
thing
mom
on the
turned
end
into.
yeah, on its tail where it goes, whoa,
Yeah.
wah. So it's like a little armadillo, but like, or a big armadillo with a big mallet thing on its tail. That
Yeah.
dinosaur.
It's got a mace on its tail.
Yep. So she's gonna run up and just whoosh, and like swing her tail at the creature. So I don't know if you have an anklet. Oh, you do.
I do have an
Very
Ankylosaurus.
And naturally,
This isn't our
she's
first
purple.
Ankylosaurus transformation.
So- I take it instead of blue, it's purple.
It's purple with red spikes. Yeah.
Here, I will give you control, unless you have the Ankylosaurus character sheet.
The character sheet for it.
Okay. So then if that's the case, I don't have to give you control. I don't have to give you access to the character sheet, but I will give you control of the character,
Token.
the token itself.
It's got a 10-foot reach, so once I'm in range, I'm gonna whap. So actually, where you put me is probably fine.
There you go. You should be able to control it.
I look a little confusedly. You see, like a dinosaur looking at the Minotaur guy with like a cocked head, but like is like, well, maybe it's here to help because she always thinks on the positive side. So, well, not always, but usually. And then WAP. Let's see what the WAP comes out to be. Pretty good. What is your... Oh, +7. Nice. So that is going to be a 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
Dinosaur tail time. 8. 14 points of bludgeoning no, more than that. Sorry, I forgot to add the +4. 18 points of bludgeoning damage. I rolled almost all 4s.
Nice.
4, 4, 4, 4, 3 +4.
Okay. Anything else?
That is all. It only has the one action, so I'm just gonna kind of and just ready my tail for another attack next turn. And that's it.
Okay. So the one that's in front of Nirix is going to make another 2 tentacles. That's going to miss with a 6. And that will miss with a 13. The one that's here, you see itself kind of just like collapse in upon itself, and then it pulls itself out of the shadows of this rock. And it's going to make attacks on Snit. The first attack is going to be an 18 Snit.
Yeah, that hits.
And then, okay, so that will hit as well, as that is a dirty 20. So I'm going to need 2 wisdom saving throws from you.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, so lowest is a 16.
Okay, so those will both save. The first attack, you're going to take 9 points of bludgeoning. And then 13 points of psychic.
Jesus.
And then the second attack, you're going to take 8 points of bludgeoning and 13 points of psychic.
Snit is not looking good.
Reishu.
Continuing the circle strafe. She goes to about there. I believe that's still within range.
Can I get a vehicle handling check from you?
Of course. 15 on
15?
the die.
You're good.
Alright. As she is locked and loaded with the multi-attack light ray from the coach fly.
Activating railgun.
Pretty much. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, that's nice. It's got a +6 to attack.
Yeah. So, first one is a nat 20.
Nice.
Alright, so gonna put that die over there for
So
now.
that's already a base 20 damage.
Yep. And then the next one's gonna be a 14 to hit.
A 14 will hit.
Oh wow. Yeah, she's focus firing on the bottom one.
On the one that's near Snit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So base 20.
Yep, base 20, then go ahead and give me the 2d8 plus 4.
All right. Is another 10 from the first shot, so 30.
Okay, so the critical was 30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Radiant damage.
Yep.
And then the second shot is nice. 15 more points of radiant damage.
Very nice. As those two rail shots just pierce into this creature, the radiant energy kind of like separates it as it just ceases to exist, and now it's just smoldering black pile of ooze.
Rachel just kind of looks out the window like, yay.
Yay.
As she continues to steer it to look at the next one.
Okay.
What kind of damage was that?
Radiant.
Radiant.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if it was electric. I'm like, how did that?
Mulvin,
But-
can I get a wisdom saving throw from you?
Of course. Is 17.
17. Very good. You are fine. Go ahead and take your action.
All right. So I go straight up to this one, and I
So
kind of
as you enter that 15-foot threat range of it, it's gonna make an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay.
You don't have to worry. I
Got it.
don't think an 8 hits you.
No. And as I get right there, he's going to kind of just say to the side to Nyrix, "Get back!" And you just see a warhammer just bam slash right into it, and followed up with a uphand.
All right, go ahead and give me those attack rolls.
18
18 will hit.
and 22.
22 will hit as well.
So that is and 16 bludgeoning damage altogether.
Okay.
Can I do an action surge to do 2 more attacks?
Yes, you can. You are a fighter. That is in the fighter's bullshit repertoire. Monks and fighters. Good luck allowing anyone else to have a turn.
Yep. So 15
15 will hit.
and 13.
13 will hit.
So 7 plus 8 plus 6, that's 13, 21.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah, he just slams down, slams up, hits, and then just bam! 1/4 attack just slams
And
it down.
You full on Gallagher this thing in the last one, as it kind of like you catch the head that was like floating in the center and you just force it down into the sand, and it just splurts this black ooze everywhere as this writhing mass just loses its shape.
Yay, I killed myself.
I didn't even think about that.
Wow.
I introduced myself by killing myself. And before we continue on, since we are now out of combat, let's go ahead and take a quick break so we can get up, stretch our legs, get something to drink. And we will be back in about 5 minutes or so.
Congratulations, you killed yourself.
Yay! And we are. So as this writhing mass of what used to be your companion finally stops writhing on the ground, a bit of calm washes over the area. Nyrix, a rather large wall of meat sort of standing in front of you at the moment, relentlessly just slamming its warhammer down into this now well dead ooze.
She's not quite back yet.
Oh, okay.
Looking around, do I see any other enemies in the area?
Not really.
Large creatures to smash?
I mean, unless you're gonna smash the Minotaur.
I'll let him live for now.
Minotaur's looking at the dinosaur, very like
What?
get myself into.
The dinosaur holds a paw, like a dinosaur hand thing, up and kind of does a weird wave.
A little club wave.
Looks very
Snit-
awkward.
He just gives like
Snit
a.
in,
Go ahead.
Snit in the ring is going to contact Callie. Callie, you're clear to come down now.
Okay. I'll just be another few minutes. I've got eyes on the dragon, and I don't want to catch its sight by moving.
Say what now?
It's moving away from us, but I see it.
Give me a direction.
Far, far to the northwest.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can even spot the damn thing in my scope at this point.
Not at this point in time, no.
Alright. Let me if that changes.
Okay.
I'll drop wild shape as begrudgingly as I feel about it. I have one left because of the extra I get from my item, but
And Yovan, you see the dinosaur now turn into that purple tiefling that you had previously saw.
hi, I'm Syra. That's my sister in front of you.
Is everybody all right?
Thanks for coming to help. We're kind of dealing with something at the moment, but what's your name?
Sorry.
You're a
My
little
name-
low.
Low.
There you go.
That better.
A little bit. Like the volume itself on your microphone is low.
My name is Mulvin. I was out here looking for some people. I was escorting to the other city from Vestera.
Okay, well, we might be able to help you, but we've got to handle something real quick. She'll go on the ring and be like, everyone, the large, muscly dude with the horns is named Mulvin. Friendly. Do not attack. I need to find a piece of Zellark.
What?
Callie, give me a history check.
Okay. Actually, that's pretty good for a -1 in history. That's a 15.
You know the name Mulvin. You've had off and on encounters with a Mulvin back in Vesteria. previously working as sort of a shipment guard for the trains, and then as somebody who transitioned into masonry. Did a lot of repairs on the city walls. Older gentleman, Minotaur.
I'm sorry, can you repeat what you just said? I don't think I heard it right.
We need to find a piece of Zellark. Oh, he
It's
exploded.
complicated.
He exploded.
And then these oozy things came out of him, and then we killed the oozy things. But I don't think my spell's gonna work actually with a piece of him.
Well, there is definitely pieces of him, as like the lower half of the body is still there. Life at disadvantage. Thank you for that raid.
Maybe the box thing? Can the box thing do it? From a bit?
It could, but the problem is there's a time limit, and also, has he been in one of those before?
You've been the only one.
Fair enough. The other thing, there's still the problem about the soul that you mentioned being taken away.
It was a chance. Like, if I could have gotten to his body fast enough and gotten this entity out of him and done my spell, there was a chance that maybe the soul hadn't gotten to the dragon yet, although now it's been a lot more time. That was my hope, was to intercept the soul and try to pull it back, but now I can't. And him in pieces, I don't think my spell's gonna work.
Reiju would not have known about the black blood or anything like that.
Not really.
No, that was all stuff I didn't quite have time to relay in those moments.
What was
know
the
what to do.
condition of him beforehand?
Bad. He was like not himself. His soul's gone, and he was this snarling, oozy beast. I mean,
not
but still
chance
his
that.
shape. And then he exploded, and then became inside of him. There was the oozy things.
I don't think it's a good idea. That's my gut feeling.
What do? I don't know what to do. Guys, what should we do? How do we... Zellark? And... the dragon and...
Bury the remains. Or burn it.
He's gone? Just...
No, we have to try and bring him back.
That's what I was trying to do. But I don't... It says I can't anymore. Not with what I have.
Holly, the thing took over his body, corrupted the whole thing. There's only little bits and pieces left, and his soul already left. And if it's under the guard of this dragon, then our first and only slight chance to get him back would be to kill the dragon.
But we don't know how that tube thing works. It could pull his soul back. We don't know. There's a
We could
chance.
try it. Yeah.
She doesn't have an
Group
answer,
vote.
honestly.
Grip vote. Who's for trying the tube thing?
Me?
Me.
I'm not against it, but we do know that there are repercussions to that.
Do we? What were they again?
If
Reiju came out fine.
I wasn't soulless.
Oh. But maybe if we get the body back, then I can try my... Oh, but it will have been over... It's well over time now for that spell. I mean... there's another one I can try. I know that requires a soul too. If they have it soul trapped. Damn it, I think Snit's right. We're gonna have to. Maybe one day, maybe sometime in the future, we can face this dragon and get whatever's trapping all these souls, and if we release it, then at least his soul can be at rest, or then maybe I can try a reincarnation or something.
I think that would be the best solution, honestly. But right now is not good.
Hallie, I haven't given up hope, but for now, I think we just need to say our goodbyes for now.
But what if the tube thing does pull his soul back? Then we're delaying for nothing.
And if it doesn't, then we have a husk of Zelark's body without a soul that will wither and rot and decay until we can get its soul back, and we're not ready for that.
So maybe we preserve the piece that we found.
I think that's the only shot we have.
That way we don't
Mine.
ruin the shot. No, this makes sense because didn't you guys say something about multiple uses being a bad thing?
It's more than that.
Okay. So if we really want this to work the first time we try it, we probably want to be sure that the soul can make it to the body, right?
Yes.
So let's preserve the pieces that we can find.
Reishu just kind of slowly brings the ship down and opens up the hatch.
Think they got a freezer or something up there? In the base?
Possibly. Bag of holding won't do it.
Bag of holding?
No, won't do it.
Won't do it. Okay.
We can ask the people, or we can ask,
Our
caretakers,
friends? Yeah.
if they have something that they can do. Worst case scenario, we do have a cold box in the hut.
Right.
So, this is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna focus on what we can do right now. Mulvin, was it?
Yes.
Sorry, all that conversation was probably really weird for you.
Yes.
We lost a friend in a really weird way. Basically, a dragon's kind of messing with us. So,
I mean, if you guys can't help, I can continue my search. I stepped in because you guys seemed like you were in trouble.
no, we appreciate that, and I'd like to pay it back by helping. Anything else to focus on right now would probably be good. So, why don't you tell us about your friends? Who are you looking for?
It was well after the void dragon thing, whatever, giant beast that destroyed Vesteria.
Yeah.
I led some survivors to one of the neighboring towns. But along the way, we lost a couple of them. They got separated. I just got the rest of them to the city, and now I'm back to see if I can't find those stragglers that went apart from the group.
I think you got lost because what you're describing, like, you're real far from the city and the nearest town. So if they got lost in between that area, you're pretty off.
I mean, there was a sandstorm a few days back that did get me a bit turned around, so
Let me
You've also been making your way towards the last area you saw that dragon in.
not to mention I did see a dragon. I'm guessing that's the one that you pissed off or is messing with you
yeah.
in the area, so
Oh, I really hope that your friends didn't go into that town.
what town?
The town the dragon had control of. He was basically like mind controlling everybody and turning them into zombies and then sucking their souls out and putting it into a dead dragon thing. It's a long story. But any travelers that went to the town didn't leave except for us. And it was hard.
Real quick here, Rojan, since I've spent my entire life in the city, do I know this guy? Or of him at all?
What did you do in the city again? I don't remember what Snit did.
Thieves Guild
Was-
and
Hey,
right?
Yeah, I was
one fixed his horn. In my head was Nit's Minotaur master who was teaching him.
You may have
in my
seen him in passing, but you haven't really had any sort of interaction with him. The face looks familiar.
Okay, that's a start. Do I know anything about him at all?
Not really having any sort of like full-on interaction with him, you wouldn't. Like he was just a face, like a face passing by in every now and then through the workshop, visiting your tutor and then being on his own way.
And Callie hasn't said anything about knowing who this person is yet?
No, I mean she did obviously recognize the name, but the whole Zelark is in pieces thing took precedent.
I can understand that. Well, Snit's not really doing too well, so he's slumped up against this rock, so he's gonna say this over the ring. Let's not give too much information to somebody we just met, even if they did help us.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, but I don't care about revealing the dragon's bullshit. My bullshit, our bullshit, sure, I'm gonna keep that on the down low, but the dragon's bullshit.
That was in character.
That was in character for Syra too.
Oh, so
I just heard all of what Syra just
Yeah.
said.
yeah.
It just looks like she's talking to somebody like who isn't there.
In his mind,
Sorry, I was saying that to my friend.
she turns into beasts and talks to herself. What did I get myself into? Just in his head.
So real quick, the dragon you said was headed to the northwest.
Northwest.
And I've been kind of keeping eyes on it for as long as possible up here. Does it look like it's headed to the mountains in the northwest or somewhere else?
Excuse me. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
21.
21. If it were to continue on this direct northwest flight path, it could most definitely pass into the mountains.
Okay, good.
But you also know that from where you are now, northwest wise, would also put it on a flight plan if it were to divert a little bit towards Vesteria.
Okay, less good. Okay, with that in mind, I will now begin my descent down to meet up with the group.
So that's the only reason you're in the desert? You're trying to find the stragglers? The group?
Yeah,
Inside check.
go for it.
16.
He's telling the truth.
That's all he's there for.
Okay. What do they look like? Who are they? What are their names?
There were, I think, a group of 8 men, women, no children in that group, though. Kept the children more towards the center of the group, more insulated from whatever. The same with the elderly. So, again, like, I don't know their names. I apologize. I remember the faces. And again, this was after everything went to hell in the city.
Do you remember if they were all human, or were they like you, or like me, or someone else?
Ours in that group, no. But they were all humanoid, yes. Like I couldn't tell if they had a little something else mixed in. It was a large group that we all got to the city, so.
Okay.
So I could just say that, Mulvin, you give a brief description of the 8 people
Okay.
in the situation.
Brief description given.
Syra, go ahead and give me a history check here.
Okay. Which dice wants to play?
It's always a good question to ask.
History, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm so great at it. That's a -1, so that's going to be 11.
11. You can't really place it, but you could have sworn you've seen some of these people recently. So not really sure where.
Hey, sis. Is she standing? She's like next to me, right?
Uh-huh. But I think Zorro is currently on a work call right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I can't rely on her. Okay. When he does, when he starts like giving descriptions of people, I'm gonna say, okay, and I'm gonna like weirdly repeat like everything he says into the ring. I'm like, okay, so you're looking for, and he's like, yeah, it was about 5'4" human woman, blonde hair. A 5'4" human woman, blonde hair. Okay, and
Like he's putting in an order at McDonald's or something.
yeah.
I'll take the number 35.
He had no idea how to deal with you.
So everybody else who is hearing this over the Ring Network, go ahead and give me a history roll.
I'm not trying to meta, but Syra would want everyone to know who we're looking for.
3.
I have something here.
Like, guys, doesn't that sound familiar? I feel like we know these people or seen them somewhere.
One moment.
Mulvin is looking around every single time she talks.
I do actually have a plus for this. That is a 21.
What about everyone else? 3 for Callie. What about Snit?
Sorry, what was the roll?
History.
8.
So, Reiju, you're the only one who seems to like get a firm grasp on where you saw these people. They were a couple of the patrons that were in the tavern in Prosperity.
Right.
I was worried about that.
Okay. Over the ring, she'll say they were definitely serving drinks and food at the tavern back at the Prosperity town with the egg.
Oh, shit.
Did your friends say something?
Yeah. Look.
Out of curiosity, there were a few people that fled the town. The ones that were underneath.
None of those people are the people he's looking for.
Okay, fair. So it's just the ones that were brainwashed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were they sent to the mines?
Everyone went to the mines, yeah.
Boy.
And no one but us made it out of that town. Apart from the group that helped us. So
Right.
it's not them that Rage is recalling. It's people that were controlled, right?
Exactly.
And now they're corpses in that mine shaft.
Yep. So Syra's going to like put a hand on Mulvin's big shoulder, reaching up. Pat. Mulvin, I've got some bad news for you. So we know what happened to those people that you're describing. I mean, the description matches. It might not be them, but I kind of have a feeling it is. But you know that dragon you saw that you were kind of tracking a bit? The one that we said kind of was messing with us too? That dragon kind of killed your friends. Or killed the people that you were looking for. I don't know how close you were with them, but they're gone. I'm sorry.
All right.
We lost a friend today to that asshole dragon too. I'm sorry.
Where their bodies were, so I could take something back to their families.
What happened to the bodies? Did they all get sunken into the ground?
Yeah,
or...
there's nothing
No
left of that
chance.
town except a crater.
So the bodies have already been buried pretty deep.
Well, I appreciate that. Guessing you did that so none of the creatures could get the bodies or anything.
No, there was this magical after effect that happened because of the ritual thing the dragon was doing, and pretty much destroyed the town and made the ground swallow all of the bodies up. But the good news is that they're buried. The bad news is that you probably will never find them because they're buried with thousands of other corpses, and we don't know how far in the ground. Or hundreds. I'm not really sure how many. It was a... Excuse me. She like makes gagging sounds, like recalling all the bodies and everything. She kind of like keep herself from throwing up from the images it's bringing back.
Mulvin kind of just puts like a meaty hand on her back. It's like, it's okay. I'm guessing you guys did what you could. He's like super uncomfortable because again, so far he has no idea how to deal with Syra.
Yeah, we tried, but this thing was pretty powerful and had already had who knows how many years working on this thing that it was working on. we just happened to get into town towards the end of whatever it was working on, or maybe we forced its timetable and it would have taken a lot more lives. I'm not exactly sure. But either way is real bad dude, that dragon. And tricked us. We would have been dead too if it weren't for we had a friend on the outside, and we had each other, and there was a group of rebels that survived, but none of them were your people. I'm sorry, but apart from them and us, it was the rest had fallen under the power of this creature, and unfortunately we're consumed in a way. This is really hard to describe and talk about, and I'm kind of dealing with a lot right now, losing my friend. So I'm doing my best, but
We're all doing our best.
look, I can talk to my friends and see if I mean, you seem like a very capable dude. Maybe, and I'd hate to send you out in the deserts alone. It's pretty dangerous out there alone, so
I can take care of myself, but I do appreciate it.
yeah, but I mean,
Sarah, you can see the damage and everything that the armor has taken and the wear on the Warhammer. While it may be true that he can handle himself, those things aren't going to last him much longer.
trying to eye those things. You're very strong, that's very clear, but even someone as strong as you can get overwhelmed, or numbers against you, and gear only lasts so long out in the desert. And I really think that you should hang out with us. I just need to ask my friends if it's cool with them first, but I mean, it might be kind of nice having someone new around with horns.
Okay. Go ahead and talk to your friends then. That one over there, though, looks a little rough, and he's pointing at Snit.
Oh, fuck!
I've already cast Cure Wounds on myself 4 times.
Oh, okay, he's fine then.
He still looks a little beat
Nobody
up.
told Tyra was very distracted.
Yeah, it's like you look over and like Snit's like getting back to his feet, but he definitely looks like he took a beating.
Snit, are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm in the process of standing up, and I'll kind of hobble my way over to Syra and give her, a little bit of a hug because everything's going on.
And as you give her a hug, Callie comes down and lands in her dragonfly.
Well, not quite landing, because I'm a monk. I gotta do dope monk shit.
Are you just gonna jump like free fall and just like ground
like
pound?
A few dozen feet from the ground, I just pop the canopy and hop out and let the thing autopilot its way to the ground as I just 3-point landing.
Thank you for saying that you are initiating a landing sequence on that thing, or is it just gonna crash?
Yes. Yeah. Making sure that the autopilot takes it safely down. And just 3-point landing in the middle of the group.
I just squeeze Snit back and I just whisper, "Thank you."
Would I recognize Callie?
I think you would. Like you would have had enough interaction with her, seeing as how she was technically a courier for the city and working as a guard and then working as a stonemason, repairing the walls. You would have definitely received orders and updates and stuff from couriers from time to time.
Yeah, being outside working on stuff and just seeing her just dash from rooftop to rooftop or whatever. So he kind of just looks and is like, Callie?
I thought that name seemed familiar.
What are you doing out here?
That's my question. What are you doing out here?
Well, I took some people from Visteria to one of the neighbor cities after the attack, and some of the group strayed and got lost, so I came back out to find them. And your friend who talks to her friends let me know that they were in this town that apparently got swallowed up by the ground. So,
place. Wait, you were evacuating people?
yes, I donned the old chainmail and picked up the warhammer again.
And judging from the damages thing, old is definitely implied here.
I mean that's very impressive, but why are people being evacuated?
There was a giant creature who was laying waste to the town, remember?
I remember it came out of a portal right in front of me. And it would have killed me if not for some things that happened. I thought it was leaving. Did it stay? Was it destroying the city?
There was a lot of damage to the city. That thing blew holes in the city wall, like people lost their homes.
I gotta go back to the city. I gotta make sure my family's okay.
Would I have known if anything about Callie's family by any chance?
Yes. You know that at least her brother and her sister were a part of your little caravan.
Was that the hot one? The hot brother?
The dancer, yeah.
Okay.
Which sister?
Oh, I forgot you had multiple sisters, huh?
2 sisters.
2 sisters. Shadowfox saw something I put on the map momentarily.
No. We're not doing that right now. No.
I'm preparing for later. Forget which sister. You had a sister who was a fellow monk, right?
Yes.
I forget your siblings' names. I mean, to be fair, I forget my siblings' names sometimes.
I can tell you in like 2 seconds. What campaign is this? Withered Wastes.
What campaign is this? Yes.
It's been a while.
Okay, siblings. That would probably be Kilikara. She's the one that like taught Callie how to fight. She was a guard in the Ring of Influence.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So that would be who else traveled with him.
I did your sister Kilikara. She was in our group. She was helping evacuate, and the brother
Malik.
Answer.
Malik Quest Dancer. He was with you?
Yes, he made it to the other city. But
Okay.
there were multiple groups leaving the city. And some were going to the Oasis. There was a group who tried to actually get on the train, but
if Killy was with you, then that's some comfort, I guess. She wouldn't leave if the rest of the family wasn't safe first.
all right. But those 2 I know for a fact are safe. As for the rest, I apologize. I do not know.
That's more than I knew before, so thank you. I'm sorry about the people you were looking for. It was a real bad situation, this whole thing.
Yeah. It's normally why I try to stay on the inside of the.
Yeah, me too. This whole everything is just it's I don't think I'm really processing it yet, but it's a lot and it just keeps happening.
Yeah, I can see that, and I'm like kind of eyeing the machines that Callie got out of. Syra, who turned into a dinosaur and is just talking to the air, and I'm just like, I understand. A lot has happened. The wastes are weird. Why when it was getting older, I hung this up for a while.
Yeah, and we've been heading south, and it seems the further south we go, the weirder it gets.
Callie.
Oh, sorry, Snit. Go ahead.
Hi.
So, you know him?
Yeah. He does a lot of work in the city. Keeping the buildings standing, keeping the walls standing. I mean, we're not like besties or anything, but we've talked to each other a fair bit.
Well enough to stick for his character?
Yeah. He's always done right by the people of the city, as far as I know.
Good enough for me. Let's get your gear repaired at the very least. Maybe we can find you some better suited if you're going to be on your way. Or if you change your mind.
Yeah. All right. Sure. I apologize if I'm missing something, but do you have a place nearby? Because as far as I can see, we're just kind of out in the middle here.
I'm just going to look at Callie as a response.
Well, that's a question that has a few answers. We could make a house, or we could go to the flying house.
This poor Minotaur's brain is just breaking.
Materials. Wait, what?
The other house is currently on the other house. Sorry, I know that's confusing, but
Right.
Yo, dog, I heard you like houses. We put a house in your house.
So if you look straight up, that's what we've kind of been using as our base.
Well, it's kind of up and that way, but yeah.
And it's very hard to miss when you look up there. It is very clear that there is a floating keep hovering about 2 miles off the ground.
So it's like serious Final Fantasy VIII vibes. Got it.
Oh, you're probably so hungry, huh? I'm sorry. Here. And she takes a berry off of her staff. Eat this. It's really good.
The little cactus fruit.
Yeah, oh, sorry. It takes a cactus fruit off. Yeah. To
Like,
remember my desert
hand
thing.
just kind of takes it. It's like, thanks.
You're welcome. Go for it.
And he kind of just gives Callie a look. Because, again, Callie's like the only one he knows.
I was hesitant at first as well, but it's good. It's good.
Mm-hmm. It's also way more filling than you'd expect.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And, yeah, he eats it.
You feel, if you were really hungry before or anything, you feel stuffed. Like you're full and no longer thirsty, no longer hungry.
Woo!
Even for a big minotaur like you feel like you've had a couple meals in you now.
So,
Plus 1 HP.
nice. I didn't take any damage. just kind of looks up at the floating city. How do we get up there?
Oh, I can take you.
Okay. Are you sure? Because I am rather big.
You saw me turn into a dinosaur, right?
I think so.
I can turn into big flying things too.
Okay. God, the wastes are strange.
I have a permit.
That's good.
Permit.
Permanent in the chat, please.
Yeah, so we should probably go back there. Now we need to start putting a plan together for saving Zellark.
Oh yes, what happened to your friend?
You look over and it's just exploded body.
Over there, and over there.
Yeah, we're gonna take some of his body and preserve it for the time being until we can figure out a way to get his soul back. But as we are now, I don't think any of us is ready to take on that dragon, Kelly.
Well, that's why we need to start making a plan. So we can start moving on it right away.
Did I smash your friend?
No. We did.
Did I smash your friend?
No. I'm so sorry.
We didn't really. He kind of exploded. I mean...
No. You're fine. You're fine. At this point, like, Reiju has actually gotten out of the ship and has started conversing.
Thank you, Reiju.
Just, what was your name again? Mulvin?
Mulvin, yes.
Good to meet you. I am Reiju. I assume he's joining us?
We'll
Callie
see
knows him.
about
Yeah.
that. He hasn't made the decision yet.
I think he should. He's really strong. And we need more horns in the party. The horns persons to not horns persons is severely lacking. So
What are you talking about? There's 4 of us to 2 of them.
exactly. We need more.
I am not growing horns.
I
I
think
don't
we
know,
could
you
do with
thought
more
about
feathered people in the party. I'm just saying.
Anywho,
I wouldn't mind feathers. I like feathers. Sometimes I do have feathers.
if you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and collect what's left of him. And she just goes over to like the bottom half of Zellark, picks it up, looks at the coach fly, remembers that there's probably like some sort of
when you
spot.
when you go to pick up like the bottom half of Zellark, it kind of just like falls apart, almost like meat off the bone.
Yeah, not the
Maybe
worst
just
thing.
take like a finger or something, or toe, or
I'll take a toe.
yeah.
And just
We should grab his stuff too.
just gonna put it in it like a little wrap, and then
As you've
looks
noticed,
at-
like the Celestium is no longer there.
it's no longer there. It's gone.
It's no longer
completely.
there.
The communication
Ooh.
ring.
What about the ring?
The ring and the necklace, if he had one, the ring and the pendant, if he had one, are still there. Yes, anything that was physically on him that wasn't the Celestium armor is still there.
Gonna go ahead. And
What about,
collect
like-
both of those?
His pack full of stuff. Is that exploded and gone?
Let me make a
his
saving check.
His pack was in the house.
Okay,
What was left in the house? Okay.
that's really good because I was gonna roll a saving throw for it and I rolled a natural 1, so
Yeah, no,
pretty good that you left it at home. All right, so we're gonna take a quick break so we can I can refill my drink and we can give Zoro some time to deal with the work call here, and then we will be back to close out the show.
I'll check on her.
one of the bones that
And
the meat fell off
we
of.
are back.
Yeah,
Hey.
that too.
Just about to catch Nyrix up on everything, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'll have to
Just
yeah,
got
I'll
back.
have to rewatch the VOD. Unfortunately, I'll just pretend I was there and know everything. Sorry. On call phone.
You were there smiling and nodding.
Yeah, I was like suspicious.
Highlights. We've been talking to our new friend Mulvin. He knows Callie. Callie knows him. Vouches for him. He thinks
Okay.
Syra's really weird and talks to herself. What's new?
Yeah,
All right,
she
that's all I need to know.
talking into the ring, and he's just watching her talk in the air.
Not gonna get any
It's a
better when
lot
she starts
better.
talking to plants.
It's a lot better than Destiny Forge campaign 2, where we would just all psychically talk to each other.
They would
So we're just all
stand
there's just
around in
silence.
God, those
And
poor
everyone's like,
those
okay.
poor NPCs that just felt really awkward because everyone would just be standing there staring at one another.
Standing there staring at one another and occasionally making like facial reactions to nothing.
Yep.
We were the
I
true
was
crazies.
I was more of a fan of the over the top physical reactions, like throwing arms up in frustration,
Yeah.
but no trigger.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
Damn it!
So we're still on the ground. We've just been kind of talking about that and getting pieces of Zelark and recovering his items. And I think that's where kind of we left off. We found out that Mulvin, he was looking for some people that had strayed, but we figured out that we recognized the description. Reiju specific, like it sounded familiar to Syra. Reiju specifically remembered those people in the bar, so they're dead. Were part of what the dragon did. So
That was my guess.
we kind of
Yeah.
let Mulvin have that bad news, and Syra said she'd talk over with the group to see if he could travel with them because she thinks it's he's a cool guy. He's got horns, so he's all right in her book. So and Callie knows him.
But we're okay with it just because he has horns.
He's got really cool horns.
Onis have horns, and look how that turned out.
Syra is on board. She hasn't met
Reiju
any.
is not on board with gaining horns. She'd rather have a halo.
Not all horns are equal.
It's also 6'7", 315 pounds, just muscle.
Give him wings.
Also, would be nice to have.
I'm not bringing enough to the table for you. I see how it is.
I
Okay,
mean,
cool.
you are for sure, but we can't have
You're
enough.
not.
So, more muscle is always good.
What was it that they said in Exandria Unlimited? We're 4 episodes in. Time for an orgy.
That's par for a D&D campaign.
Good times,
So,
good times.
that's where
Anyways,
we
moving
left
on.
off.
And here we go.
I think Callie had just said something about like wanting to get back and make a plan to save Zelark, and we were kind of gently trying to tell her that was going to be difficult, but
hey, at least you know at least a couple of your family is safe.
Yeah. One thought process at a time.
Right.
Um,
Sorry.
We should go at least back up to the keep, so we can talk in safety.
Right.
I agree. Yeah.
Oh, Nyrix, and she just kind of holds up the wad of
Ah,
your vials. They preserve.
yes, I would need to have a couple minutes to put some stuff together in my alchemy kit, but yeah, no, I can do that. That way it
I'll-
doesn't.
I'll leave this in your
Oh.
care then. Just kind of.
Thank you.
And as like even you're holding it in that like in the wad of tissue, you could see that the tissue is beginning to like absorb this like
Oh,
black
it's
liquid.
like it's like a small leather thing. Like you look at it and you look at her pouch on her belt. You see a hole in the pouch.
Okay, then instead of that, you begin to see like the liquid kind of just like dripping out of the kind of like the folds in the leather.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
You have
no,
a feeling
I'm,
that by the time you put this into a vial, it's just gonna be a bone.
It's fine. It's still material.
It is.
Would rather keep only the bone at that point, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, when we settle down for dinner, we'll boil it and we'll have fun with it.
What size is the Minotaur in terms of player character? Is he like a Goliath where they're like big, but they're still technically
Yeah,
medium-sized creatures?
they're big, but they're on the large size of medium.
Okay, so I can still carry him.
Sarah, take him to the hut so I can grab his gear for repairs.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to take the dragonfly thing too. If I can't take both of them, I'll make another trip and pick up the remains of the Zelark's vessel.
From what I could tell, that crash seemed pretty extreme.
Intense.
Snit, is there anything worth recovering that I should bother with?
Just if you can't bring it back up, then we'll figure something out. That one thing at a time.
Okay.
Okay. So you all just
Everything's been collected, right?
poof back up top.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
The couple of the Celestials that are in the keep with you sort of go down on their own and begin to like bring back the crashed dragonfly piece by piece.
I won't worry about that then. I'll just be scooping up Mulvin. You're on my back and we just fly up. We'll be up there. Wait.
As
Fly up
soon
and go to the hut.
As soon as the coach flies back in the bay, she just goes back to the hut as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait around at the exit to the hangar area, waiting for Dirix to like walk by me, and then I'm gonna start walking with her.
I'm gonna drop off Mulvin, and then I want to go out a ways and just do a few loops with my eagle eyes, and just to make sure there's no dragons or other weird things coming at us
Okay.
while that's happening.
Mulvin is at the hut, just like looking around like John Travolta.
Yeah, you walk in and it's a nicely furnished home.
It's
In the air.
most notably, you're in a house that's on a fortress that's in the air. It's weird. Bedrooms are over there, and she kind of points towards the communal bedroom. The main area has the kitchen and the lounge area. That door, and she points over to Snit's workshop. That's where all of the repairs and whatnot is done. So go in there, and Snit should be waiting for you.
You said Snit?
Oh, right. Snit, the Dragonborn. He's our repairman. Very good at it.
Huh.
If you don't, if you follow me, and she'll lead him in. And is the skiff in there and the bike?
No.
No, it's all empty. Okay, cool. So basically, small, like 30 by 30 garage, and work tables, the hanging drop arm for lifting vehicles. Yeah, so Snit should be by soon, unless he's already there.
No, he's taking a little bit of time.
Fair enough.
Not too much, just walking slow.
So, in the meantime, do you need a drink or anything? Water?
I had that a little fruit.
Oh, you had one of Cyrus.
I appreciate that.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
I'll wait here for the Dragonborn.
Yeah. Snit. And she will go back out the front entrance, hop on top of the house above where the garage is, and just kind of meditate for a bit.
So, Mulvin, as you're sitting in the garage, you feel something rubbing up against your leg. And when you look down, it's this little green ball of floof. A couple little plant-like tendrils sort of like coming out of its back. And then it like looks up at you and looks like a cat face, but it's only got one eye in the center of its head. And it just goes, meow.
Hi, kitty.
And it just starts like purring and like rubbing up against your leg.
Give me a second, and then he puts like he's kind of like looking around, puts his warhammer down on the workbench, and undoes puts his cloak over, takes his chainmail over, and puts that on the workbench, puts the cloak back on. It's like, can I pick you up?
And this, like, as soon as you get down close enough, the cat just jumps onto your shoulder.
You're a little weird one.
And it smells like flowers.
Place is weird. Good kitty. It's just scritching the cat, contemplating his life choices because he's miles in the air on a floating city with
in a house.
Cat. Yeah, this was not where he thought he was going to end up.
Fair.
So he just kind of takes a seat on a bench or leans against the work table and is just petting the cat.
Okay.
While he waits.
Nyrix and Callie, you two are gonna have a conversation.
I'm gonna initiate one. Whether or not Nyrix wants one is a different story.
Was I here when this? Yes.
Yeah, I waited for you in the hangar and started to walk with you.
Got it.
So after probably several awkward, silent steps next to each other, Callie will stop and kind of call out, Nyrix, I need your help.
Oh.
I've seen you use a thing, a mirror to look at people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you could look at someone for me?
As long as I have the name. Who do you have in mind?
Ruger.
Yeah, let me give me a minute here. And gonna go ahead and since we're in the house now, just gonna go ahead and go to the table and pull it out of her pack, and as she throws the shards in the air, she'll say out loud, Ruger.
Okay.
And then as the mirror forms, wait to see what pops up.
So what you see in it is just this little flicker of flame just like kind of like floating in a black void.
And I'll kind of motion for Callie to come over because I remember that my sister was able to see stuff as well. Well, the good news is he's alive. From what I understand from this, if they're not alive, nothing would pop up. This, however, says that he's still around.
That's good. What does it mean, though?
Now, remind me, could you hear what people were saying through the mirror?
No.
Okay.
Well, it happened while we were in that area with the dragon. It's possible that maybe his soul is with the others, but because he's different, he's not undead, claimed. I don't know, but this means he's still alive. That I can at least say with confidence. But
It's just a flame in
just
the image,
floating.
right? Not like a little stone-like thing underneath the flame. Or
Just a flame.
Damn.
there's no location to say where this is, so it's hard to say, and I don't see anything around it, so maybe it's not with the other souls. Maybe he needs to be recalled?
You were with him when he disappeared, right?
I was, yes.
What did it look like exactly when he disappeared, when we were severed from each other?
He just kind of vanished. He was there one moment, let us know what you were trying to do and where you were going, and then he just disappeared.
Did he leave any like smoke or ash or anything in his wake?
I'm trying to remember. Did he leave anything?
He
I don't
just
think
seemed
he
to
did.
pop out of existence.
Yeah. But no, it just quite literally just disappeared. Just vanished.
So different from when people's souls were taken then.
Exactly, which is why I think he has not been claimed. He's just stuck somewhere because there's nothing else around him.
When I sort of died that one time, and he did something to help bring me back, he told me that he made a deal with Herona, but he didn't tell me what the deal was. Do you think this had something to do with it?
You mean as a way to free you from that town so you could have made it through all right?
No, I just mean preserving himself. Do you think whatever deal he made with Herona is helping to preserve himself? That's why we can see him?
It's entirely possible. It's, but it also means he's on this plane.
Is there any way that we can locate what we're seeing?
It's just darkness around him, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no, there's nothing around him. No discernible markers or trees or nothing. It's just darkness. I'm afraid this mirror is very limited, but again, we know he's on this plane and he's alive. It's just a matter of where and what is happening to him. Is there a way you can maybe communicate with your god?
I've never tried that before. It's not, I mean, until Ruger said that he was actually talking to her, I didn't even know she was anything more than just a story. I mean, my people, we revere her as our creator, but I mean, who doesn't have a creator, right? Who knows if it's all real? Apparently it is.
Well, I'm not very religious, so it's hard to say, especially when each god seems to have their own thing going on. But you would know yours much better than I would. So I guess it's a matter of if you're able to reach out and commune or something. Maybe Syra might be able to help in that aspect. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can try. I don't really know how to try, but do you have a god?
No, not really. No, like I said, I'm not really the religious sort. Do I believe they exist? Yeah, there's a lot of shit that's gone down for me to believe that something is there, but as far as dedication, faith to one or multiple, no.
I guess this is better than just him being gone, right?
I think so. Because again, this means he's alive and he's here. So we can find him. It's just a matter of where he went. That's the tricky
Okay.
part.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll go to the library and read up on talking to gods.
I mean, you never know. I mean, this is where Celestials live. They might have a good idea about that. Just talking to one of them.
True. Very true. Okay, well, it's a glimmer of hope, I suppose. Thank you for helping me.
Of course. If you ever want to check up on him, just let me know. We can always do it. I have no problem doing it.
I will. Thank you. Oh, actually, before we go do our own things, you still have that book, that ledger that I gave you, right? That I took from Gaius?
Yes, I do.
Is there anything new in it?
You're gonna make me open it, aren't you?
Yeah, because I can't read it.
Ah, right. All right, well, let's take a peek. I'll go ahead and I'll collect the mirror shards as soon as I kind of dismiss it.
Okay.
Put it away back in the box, and we'll open up the book.
Bounty for Zelark paid.
So you're opening it to like the last page that has anything in it.
Yes.
There is most definitely something inside.
Okay. And what is it?
There is a note of payment received in regard for services rendered in a phylactery creation.
Does it say who made the payment?
There's a name, though all it says is just one simple name. It just says Ivo. IVO.
That name sound familiar or seem familiar. Or that I would recognize it at all.
I don't think you would. And then there's, as you're there, there's another line of text that begins to form up. And it says soul delivery complete. Received.
Well, do you happen to know anyone named Ivo? An abbreviation, perhaps?
I don't think so. Maybe I've met a lot of people, and maybe I met an Ivo at some point, but I don't recall hearing the name.
Someone's putting together a phylactery.
What is that?
A phylactery. It's what liches use to keep a piece of their soul in so they can not die when their bodies are destroyed. And they come back. It is extremely precious to them, and they rely on them to keep their immortality.
And
It says a soul was acquired.
Gaius helped make one of these?
Well, we know his business. I'm not entirely surprised, but it's worrisome.
Very worrisome. I'm gonna take out the book that I have, the one that's used to communicate with
Your boyfriend.
Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
And first thing I'm gonna do is open it up and look, see if he ever responded to that other message that I put in there, asking him for help when I was outside the town.
And when you open it up, there's like 4 pages of text.
Ooh,
Whoops.
someone didn't check in.
Like,
It's been
like
2 days.
yeah, asking what do you mean? Where is everybody? Callie, are you okay? Please respond. Callie, what's going on? Hello. Please don't tell me you're dead. Okay, this joke has gone on long enough.
Callie just slowly looks up at Nirix with the most guilty expression on her face.
Everything okay?
I think it'll be fine. Things will be fine. I kind of sent Bernard a really panicked message when I made it out of the town. And then I forgot to look if he responded. It's been a couple days.
You know that was 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Is he
gonna...
pissed?
Yeah, he's worried. I'm gonna take out a quill. Right. Hi. I'm okay. Everyone's safe, sort of. Who's Ivo? We need to talk.
And that quill barely leaves the page as you just start getting a frantic response back. Like, words aren't even spaced. There's no punctuation being used. It's all just run on together. But it pretty much a TLDR. He's kind of chewing you out for making him worry that much. And at the end, he's like, "What do you mean, sort of?"
And I'll respond first with an apology. Just a simple, I'm sorry. It's been hectic. Something happened to Zellark. His soul is in trouble. We need to sort it out.
Do I need to be there, or do I keep my eyes on the puppet master?
She'll just respond with, I want you here.
And you just get just a simple line of text, I'm on my way. And that is where we will end for this week.
Aw.
Bitch, we need him to keep an eye on the goddamn puppet master. You
Well,
selfish bird.
You
You
know, I
selfish
feel like
bird.
the puppet master, it's still high on the priority list, but there's a lot of things that have happened recently that are
Look-
maybe also pretty damn high on the
Look,
priority list.
look, Callie just needs her emotional support tiefling, okay?
That too.
yeah.
What a chop liver. No one ever leans on me. Probably
You
for
don't
good
want
reason.
you don't want
because you-
anybody
because
leaning
you
on
always
because you
growl
got
at 'em.
poisons on you.
Hey, I did just lean on you with the whole Ruger thing.
It's true.
Did.
So that is going to do it for us tonight, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Upcoming this week, we have another episode of Mass Effect Horizons on Monday, and then another episode of Destiny Forge. Yeah, that's the name of it. Destiny Forge on Tuesday. We're going to be coming back on next Saturday with another episode of Wayward Wanderers, which is our Pathfinder 2 Extinction Curse campaign. And then I believe we're doing the next episode of Behold Lore next week as well.
Yes,
Yes.
because it's a holiday week. Unfortunately, plans got canceled. Or well, I had plans, so Behold Lore got canceled because of it being a holiday weekend.
Right on. So that is what we have coming up for the following week. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in, and we will catch you on Monday.